It's the dog days of summer, and that can mean only one thing. It's time for more JRPGs. So sit back and relax as we've got a great podcast coming for you right now. Hello and welcome to the podcast. This is the JRPG Report, episode 68. I am your host, James Fisher. Thank you so much for tuning in again this week. And guys, we have got, literally my screen is just full of link tabs. It is just bursting at the seams. So much information to cover this week. I'm really excited to bring some of this news to you if you haven't already heard about it. Some shorter stories, but then we'll dive in deep to some more in-depth things. But I guess first and foremost, I want to talk about something that is not exactly a actual JRPG, but rather a system that you can play them on. And one of the new homes to our genre is the Nintendo Switch. And perhaps oddly, and perhaps unsurprisingly to some, they did finally announce a new system, but it may not be what you're expecting. So, just the other day, they announced the Nintendo Switch Lite. This will be coming out on September 20th, and will be priced here in the U.S. at $199.99. You got 3 colors to choose from: yellow, gray, and turquoise. Basically, did I say it comes out September 20th? I'm pretty sure it did. Okay. So think of your Switch, but now this is going to be all one solid unit. So no detachable Joy-Cons anymore. And this cannot be hooked up to your TV either. But it is a smaller price point for some people that just want to get into the handheld versions of the games. It kind of takes away the TV aspect of it. There's also going to be a special edition come out on November the 8th for the same price point, and it'll be called the Light Zacian and Zamazenta. I guess I said that's correct, editions. So that'll come out along with Pokemon Sword and Shield. So if you're thinking about it and you are a Pokemon fanatic, you will want to wait until that comes out. So this is a bit odd to me. That the timing of it, right? So we just had E3 not that long ago, and Nintendo finally came out and said, we're not announcing anything hardware related. And they didn't. So you kind of felt like maybe that was the end of it. And so randomly in the middle of the summer, for a system that's not coming out until September, they announced this light version. And I think I'd be more on board with it if it had the TV support. It's a little odd that it doesn't, in my opinion. I understand the non-detachable Joy-Cons. Obviously, that can help drive down the price point a little bit. But I don't see a whole lot of point to this. I'm nearly positive the Switch is $250, right? So this is $50 cheaper. And you lose that ability. And it kind of, in my opinion, it should have been cheaper. So if you come out this at $150, maybe it's a little more value to me. But I've already got a Switch, so I'm really not their target audience anyway. And I'd be interested to know what you guys think. Is this, do you have a Switch? And if you don't, is this something that you're excited about? Or would you rather just pony up the extra money and get the full version of it? And, rumors are still in the weeds everywhere about a new Switch model. When you play certain games and then you fire up your PS4 Pro, you certainly notice that the Switch is needing a hardware boost here pretty soon. So is it something that you're like, I don't want to buy a system then have a new version come out in a year? We'll just have to wait and see if that is indeed going to pan out or not, but I'd be curious to know what you guys think. So head over to the Facebook page, JRPG Report, and let me know what you think about it. Keeping on Switch, we've got a few stories about it. Of course, everyone is gearing up for Fire Emblem Three Houses, which will be out on July 26th. We talked about a new video that came out last week. Well, there's a new one this week as well. And this one will introduce the Blue Lions, one of the other 3 noble houses at the Officers Academy. I'm guessing probably next week we'll get the 3rd trailer. So, if you guys are interested in that one, you'll want to check it out. I was talking with my brother a little bit about this title, and we are both complete noobs in the Fire Emblem realm. So, he's kind of on the same page that I am, that this is definitely not a day one purchase for either one of us, but it's like this game has got us more intrigued than any of the other previous titles. Obviously, being on the Switch is a big bonus for me. A small side note, I'm pretty sure my daughter has lost my 3DS. I don't know how that's possible, as we've pretty much we have scoured the entire house looking for the thing and can't find it. So, games are not going to be happening on the 3DS and the Fisher household anytime soon, which is a little sad to be quite honest. But yeah, definitely looking forward to that game. But it's probably something I'm going to pick up a little more down the road, let's say. We'll just have to wait and see. Some other quick stories. There is a new trailer for the Alliance HD Remastered, which is called Unlikely Heroes. Publisher NIS America says that despite coming from different races and ideologies, 9 individuals come together to unite a fractured world and reclaim it from the demons, invaders that cause darkness to envelop the sky. And of course, this one is coming out October 8th for PS4, Switch, and PC in North America, and October 10th in Japan, October 11th in Europe. So, I'm pretty sure I shared that over on the Facebook page too, if you guys want to just go and check that out. That's a new trailer for the Alliance Alive. Kind of an odd story. I'm pretty sure this was an Xbox One game. Maybe the next one. But anyway, the West is finally getting a sequel to Kingdom Under Fire called Kingdom Under Fire 2. Gameforge will publish this in North America and Europe. This was the Blue Side developed multiplayer online RPG. This will come out later in 2019 for PC and across multiple digital platforms. So if you are a fan of the original Kingdom Under Fire, which came out quite a few years ago, 2004, about when that was, they announced this sequel back in 2008. So you're on the Kingdom Hearts 3 timescale here with this sequel, but if you are looking forward to it, you can finally play the sequel sometime in 2019. We'll keep you updated when that one actually does go out. We talked a little bit about the PC game Blue Protocol, that they will be doing a beta. Of course, this is in Japan, so you'd have to know your Japanese pretty well. But the beta has now been increased from 5,000 to 10,000 users. You can still sign up for that one until July 16th. That's good. You know, more users, the better. We did get a few more details about this one. They had a trailer that came out for it that kind of really shows it off. Looks like a pretty cool game. Of course, I'll probably be waiting to see if this one makes its way console-wise. But I did pick up a new PC the other day, but we'll see about playing on it. That one's yet to be determined. Some more quick stories. A kind of an odd story, but I guess it fits in. We keep talking about these anniversaries. Well, the 10th anniversary of Dragon Quest IX, Sentinels of the Starry Skies, is happening here actually today on July 11th. And they are doing a special live stream to kind of commemorate that happening. The broadcast will feature Dragon Quest IX producer Ichimura from Square Enix, director Fujisawa from Story Note, director Hino from Level 5, and there is a Master of Ceremonies as well, Riko Mahashi. Segments will include memories and behind-the-scenes stories from development, multiplayer, Q&A, and more. You can catch that all on YouTube if your Japanese is up to par. They said there are no plans for a particular announcement during the broadcast. This is kind of just to say, hey, it's 10 years ago. Dragon Quest IX was an odd title for me. Overall, I definitely enjoyed it, but it was lacking in almost every aspect, in my opinion, where you just had the one main character and then you made your party of people at the pub, just random people. You completely lost something that is so prevalent in Dragon Quest games, which is your character development and really caring about these people that you're saving the world with. And that, while that game had a pretty cool overall story, it was only about the main character. It really didn't bring in anybody else to it. I can appreciate them wanting to take some sort of different stride with it, but overall, it was definitely one I played once and was done with it, and that's all I needed to know. Dragon Quest XI had a short trailer come out voicing one of their voice drama downloadable contents, which will be out for Dragon Quest S on the Switch. This one is called The Two Thieves and the Legendary Treasure. This is an overview of the scene. They say, before his first encounter with the hero, the thief Eric wandered around the world of Adria. There he met a man. A great adventure drama of two sad thieves surround a legendary treasure is about to begin. This will have Eric, his sister Mia, Dirk, who was his partner in crime, the other thief that turned into the merchant, Don Canoli, and of course the Seer. So if you have played Dragon Quest XI, you know a little bit about this story. I don't know how much you don't know about it, honestly, because that was definitely told in the main game, but we'll have to wait and see how that one all turns out. It looks like pretty interesting, kind of delving more into those character stories, and I have a feeling that we will see more and more of these come out leading up to the release of Dragon Quest XI S Definitive Edition on Switch worldwide on September the 27th. Another old game getting the old remake treatment. Another one I didn't get a chance to play. This one I think came out on Vita and 3DS. Conception Plus, Maintenance of the 12 Stars, is coming to PS4 and PC via Steam on November 5th in North America and November 8th in Europe. Publisher Spike Chunsoft announced at the Anime Expo 2019. It will include both English and Japanese voiceovers, and English, Japanese, and traditional Chinese text. The PlayStation 4 version will have a $60 Day 1 edition, which will include a mini calendar featuring the 13 maidens, and an NIS America Store exclusive $99 Star God's Blessing edition, which has a copy of the game, collector's box, official art book, 2-disc soundtrack, art cards, and a beach towel. Good grief. Another one, like I said, I did not get a chance to play this one. This is an older game, so I'm kind of surprised it's at that price point. It seems a bit steep for a remake of an old game, but we'll see how that one ends up doing. We'll just have to wait and see. Speaking of special editions, I knew the opening animation for Code Vein came out. This was also at Anime Expo, and they announced that they have a special edition as well. It is called the Revenant Bundle. It's available at the Bandai Namco store. This has the copy of the game, metal case, Mia Karnstein figure, digital soundtrack, and digital art book. Don't have a price point on that, but considering it has the figure in it, that one could be a little more pricey to it. I would not imagine that would be only, let's say, $99, which tends to be the I don't know, the default price point for these deluxe editions. But we'll just have to wait and see on that one. Let's see. I know a couple people are going to be quite happy about this story. Bandai Namco is bringing both Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth and Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth Hacker's Memory to Switch and PC on October 18th. This will be called Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth Complete Edition. This was announced at the Anime Expo 2019 during the Future of Digimon panel. Cyber Sleuth first released on the Vita in Japan in March 2015. Came out PS4 and Vita worldwide in February of 2016. A PS4 version was later released in Japan in December of 2017. Hacker's Memory originally came out on PS4 and Vita in December of 2017, Japan worldwide in the next January. So be looking forward to that one on October 18th, all you Digimon fans out there. That one's been around for quite a while. We got news that Yokai Watch 4 is coming west at the Anime Expo 2019. A lot of these things are breaking out then. This is going to be for the Switch in the West. A release window was not announced yet. The company know that Yokai Watch 4 has content that requires the player to have watched specific non-localized Yokai Watch films to fully understand. While Level 5 cannot confirm that it will localize these movies, it has expressed desire to do so. I think you would want to do that. That's asking quite a bit of your fan base to bring a game over and say you really need to watch these movies, but we're not going to localize them for you either. That's that would not be that cool. I gotta just say that right now. You need to do that, Level 5, if you are going to do that. So, news about the series Caligula Effect. It had its third anniversary in Japan, and the producer talked about a little bit about the future of the series. He, let's see, that is Yamanaka. He had thanked fans for attending and said, little by little, we're making the series bigger. We're working hard to be able to deliver everyone happy news, so please continue to give us your support. So this is a series that will continue. It is not quite done just yet. So fans, if you are enjoying the Caligula Effect, they are teasing that there is more to come for that series. Quickly, we talked last week about Death End Request 2, that it was announced. They are definitely working on that. There's now a teaser website and a new trailer for this. There's yet to be any release date announced for this PlayStation 4 game. I'll try to post that over on the Facebook page as well for you guys to check out if you're interested in seeing what Death End Request 2 is starting to look like in its early stages. We've got a lot more stories to get to, but let's take a quick time out and thank our sponsor Anchor for bringing you this podcast. We'll be right back. So let's take a look ahead and then a look into the past a little bit with the Trails of series, as a couple stories came out about it. New Trails of Cold Steel 3 trailer came out called Trial by Fire. And they had some news and notes to talk about with it. They say that there's the new Brave Order. So you might have seen this in some of the other trailers. There's a new battle feature. Brave Orders provide party-wide buffs to give an upper hand for a certain number of turns. They can be issued anytime within the battle by using Brave points. So of course you could add the buffs with your arts or with your crafts, but this looks like it is a new system that you can use points on in order to do that quickly and easily. Of course, there are the link attacks, which is a follow-up move from comrades that's triggered when an effective attack unbalances the enemy. and which it accrues your brave points. They can be gained when performing an assist or consumed when using the burst, rush, or all-out attacks. Be wise in deciding when to spend them. Once you get the all-out attack, it's really you've got to build up 5 points and use that. That just goes without saying. Of course, arts and crafts and S-crafts are back as well. I'm pretty sure I shared that story and trailer on the Facebook page. So head on over to the JRPG Report. Give us a like and check that out while you were over there, along with any other trailers that we talked about today. They should all be over there for your viewing pleasure. We had talked about that live stream a little bit from the Trails of series. Well, there was also an interview with Falcom president Toshihiro Kondo, and he interviewed with I'm not sure if there's an online publication or a magazine called Easy Allies, and this goes into a little bit more about Zero Nankanishi and Ao Kaseki. My Japanese is poor, if you guys haven't already noticed this. So let's just, we will quickly go through, I don't think we need to read the whole thing. Basically, it's just saying that both the Crossbell games are going to get remade. It's just going to take some time. They are in the earliest stages of figuring out how best to do this. As these were PSP games, it's going to take a little bit of work. Obviously, you still got localization for 3 and 4 of Cold Steel that needs to come out. They want to also look at Trails in the Sky at some point, putting those out. But it looks like that the 2 Crossbell titles that have never been available in the West are going to come out. It'll be on PS4, probably either at the launch of PS5, perhaps even afterwards. But he also talked about looking ahead to the new consoles, and basically just was like that they don't have a lot of information yet on these new ones, but that when they do come out, that they will continue what fans have expected from them in the past, and they will keep going with it. So exciting news, to say the least. It's one of those, honestly, those were games that I didn't figure would ever make it over here, but with the success of Cold Steel, and fans have been clamoring for these games for a while, I think they finally... It's also probably a money issue, right? You got to have some extra funds in order to devote to even developing these games for the West. So I think we'll finally see that. We've got some Persona 5 Royal news, of course. We had new trailers come out for both On and Yuseki. So you can check those out. But there was also the Morgana's Report number 3 came out. And you remember me talking there. It looked like there was a combo, like special attack that was in one of the trailers, and they did in fact say that this is called a special flashy combo called Showtime. It is when you deepen the bonds between the members of the Phantom Thieves, you can unlock these special attacks. Traits that exhibit special effects have also been added to each persona. There are various types of traits, which can even be carried over during fusion and create powerful personas. Special accessories that, when equipped, enable the use of a specific skill during battle. Those have been added. They're adding that new darts mini game. By playing that with the party and deepening your bonds, your baton touch rank will increase, which will manifest various effects such as higher attack power or SP recovery during those baton touches. The new area, Genshin Oji, I believe that's how it says, It's also home to unique shops. At the Rag Shop, you can trade in the armor you obtain in the palaces and mementos for money. By saving up trade-in points, you may be able to exchange them for something good, it says. In response to a user question about whether the original story of Persona 5 will see major changes due to new elements added in Royal, Morgana said, in Persona 5 Royal, while taking care to preserve the main story of Persona 5 without modification, an episode untold in Persona 5 will unfold. Morgana's report number 4 will come out in August. So we're learning bits and pieces about this game as it's coming out. We will no doubt learn a lot more before we finally see this West Side sometime in 2020 they're saying. So we'll get it at some point, right? A game I had never heard about, and I shared this trailer for you guys as well. Please go check this one out. It is called Haven, and it is by Game Bakers. They developed a game called Fury. I'm not sure how it's pronounced exactly. That's Furi. This game is going to be coming out for PS4, Steam, and PC in 2020, and it's a very unique looking game. It looks like that there's a couple who has been stranded on a lost planet, and they've got to, get resources, power, all this stuff. It's kind of futuristic looking, but still a very human looking game. The battle system is straight up turn based and very unique looking. While these two people explore, they fly around and glide along the ground. Has a very cool artistic style to it. It kind of blew me away a little bit, as we tend to see the same games over and over again. So anytime I can see a very unique looking game with a pretty cool looking hook to it, and then has an awesome battle system on top of it, I'm definitely going to be down for that. We'll have to wait a little while till it comes out, but when it does, I'll be checking that one out. That one's called Haven, so definitely check it out. Let me know what you think about this one. It looks pretty cool. We got some Ys 9 notes to talk about. A new trailer came out for the game's 6th Monstrum. He is called Red King. Of course, this game is coming out on PS4 September 26th in Japan, later in the West. So they're popping these guys out left and right. We also got some details on the unique skills from the previously announced Monstrums. So we got Wild Scratch, who the White Cat uses. A skill attack in which White Cat unleashes a big 2-hit scratch attack after diving at the enemy from a distance. Hawk can use the Carnage Lancer. It's a skill attack in which Hawk lunges into the enemy and fires off a laser-like stab. Very cool looking. Doll can use Genso Rambu. It's a 3-stage attack which starts with a series of consecutive stabs that utilize the qualities of Doll's flexible sweep sword, followed by a wide-ranging spinning slash and ending with a forward explosion. Not surprisingly, Raging Bull can use Stampede. It's a skill attack in which Raging Bull charges with all her might to generate a shockwave and strike the enemy in front of her. And then Renegade can use Dark Inferno. This generates a dark sphere in front of him, which pulls the nearby enemy while consecutively dealing damage. The game is starting to really come together and look pretty cool. Just needs to head west at some point so that we can really get a look at it. The last big story I want to talk about is that Atelier Ryza gameplay that got revealed. There was a live stream that was about an hour or so long, and the first 26 minutes of it were kind of just talking back and forth between the people. Of course, it's 5 Japanese people, so don't have a clue what they're talking about, but they seem to be having a good time. And finally they get into some gameplay, and it showed about 10 minutes or so of actual gameplay. It did show wandering around not only the town, but around the areas around the town. And we talked about last time, like, gathering resources, and so, like, Ryza will definitely go up to, like, a tree, and if she uses, like, her mallet to bang on it, it will drop apples, or, fruit or something like that, seeds, whatever the case may be. As she's going up to the trees that can be harvested like that, they kind of glow, so you know it's a gather point. And once you start to hit this tree, a life bar or so pops up above it. Each strike lowers the life bars, so you can choose to either bang it to get apples, or you can break out your axe if you want to gather wood from it. Then once its life bar is depleted, you can either gather from it. I'm assuming that'll regenerate. You'll be able to come back to it, but yeah, you don't actually chop down the tree or anything like that. But I thought that was a very interesting way of gathering resources. Kind of adds a little bit more of an oomph to it, rather than just, oh, there's a sparkly spot over there, let's go pick it up, right? But what I really want to talk about, and I shared the link to the whole thing, so if you guys want to check it out, skip ahead to that gameplay, and it definitely shows the combat, right? And there is a moving action order that goes along the left side of the screen, and it's pretty constantly moving. And I can only tell you what it looks like to me, okay? It looks fast-paced. While still being turn-based, it kind of looks like the three characters are auto-attacking. So you've got your order. It's got your allies on the left side of the bar and the enemies on the right side. So it looks a little bit like Grandia in that aspect. Big plus, of course, for me. And as they get closer to the bar, there's a bar down there that's the actual when things are going to happen. When it's your turn, if you're not auto-attacking, or I guess choosing to auto-attack, then you can implement certain, special abilities. So it looks like you can cancel enemy attacks. Looks like you can unleash your special attacks at that point, but if you don't do anything, they're just going to auto-attack. That's just my initial impression. I may be wrong on that, but it was going right along. There was not, while it was not, action, it was definitely still turn-based, but it wasn't slow. It felt like really smooth and really fluid. I was impressed. I've been impressed with this game from the get-go, but I was even more impressed once I saw the battles. So even more to look forward to from this title. I'm wondering when we're going to stop hearing about this one every week, and it hasn't happened yet. So maybe this will be the week that we stop getting some information about Atelier Ryza. We'll wait and see. One final story, and this is not really something I'm going to talk a lot about. This will be our special, it can only come from Japan game of the week or something like that, and hopefully we don't have games like this every single week. Publisher P-Cube and Indonesian developer Studio Nanapa have announced, I'm assuming this is Seal Fledge. This is a wholesome simulator about raising a daughter in a future world. Yeah, it's coming out for PC and Switch in the fall. I'm assuming it's only coming out in Japan. And they say Seal Fledge is a game about raising the adopted daughter in a future world that still has hope, featuring compelling management gameplay and a lovable cast of characters. It's up to you to take care of Seal until she reaches adulthood and becomes ready to fledge the nest. Yeah. Daughter raising simulators. It's odd. It's odd to say the least. It is a Japan, or at least a Eastern looking game. through and through. Quick side note, when I was trying to look up on the Bandai Namco page about the special edition, there is a special Tales of Vesperia Definitive Edition repeat figurine on the store, and it looks so cool. For about $75, you can own it as well. Maybe something that I can get for myself for Christmas or something. Anyway, so that's going to do it all for this week's podcast. I think we had a pretty cool show. Lots of things to discuss. If you want to head on over to the Facebook page and join us, we'll be happy to talk about whatever it is that you would like to talk about. Don't forget our YouTube channel, where we've got nightly live streams, or almost every night, about great JRPG games. We would like to thank Matthew, Phillip, and Lost Guy. They're our new subs this week on YouTube, and our new Facebook friend Jeff. Thank you so much for supporting us and giving us a like over there. That's awesome stuff, to say the least. So join our communities over there, and we will truly appreciate it. Don't forget, we do have listener support as well. If you head over to Anchor on the Anchor app, you can find the best way to do that. I would truly appreciate any support that you guys were wanting to give and making this a awesome weekly podcast. And in the future, we're going to be doing the YouTube stuff. It's just a matter of time. I've kind of dabbled in it a little bit, just don't have the time. I'm thinking here in a month or so, when the kiddo goes back to school, I'm going to have a lot more time for projects like that. But that'll wrap up episode 68 of the JRPG Report. My name is James Fisher. Thank you so much for tuning in. Check back with us next week. If you haven't noticed, we've been kind of going towards more of a Thursday format. That just seems to work out a little bit better, and I don't miss as many stories. That's really frustrating when something pops up, the day or an hour after you record, and you feel like you've really missed something, and it's an old story by the time you get to next week. So we're probably looking more at a Thursday release schedule, at least in the meantime. We'll see how that goes, and that'll give you something to listen to over the weekend, and maybe power you through the first of the next week. But guys, until next time, for the JRPG Report, my name is James Fisher. Thank you so much. And until we talk again, get back out there and level up.